Hey y'all. Um, Today I'm basically just gonna do a little introduction. I'm Candy. Some of you know me as Candy Godiva. I am an adult web model and actress. Have been since 2002. Recently, in the last couple of months, discovered this mukbang thing and have jumped right on into it with little thought of mentioning my adult past, present, and future. So I figured maybe I should just let people know. And if you have a problem with it, then so be it. But this is who I am. I just want to let people know who I am. I'm not trying to generate a fetish audience. I want to appeal to all audiences. I just want to do my thing. I just want to eat my food and enjoy company with people, and also I wanted to let people get to know me a little better personally. I've mentioned having kids. My boy is 18, my girl is 16. They don't live with me, but I love them so much. And I miss them. They live with their grandmother, their daddy's mama. She takes really good care of them. And I get to see them on social media, and we talk all the time, and they know everything I do. And they understand that it's just a job, and that I'm a grown up and it's my life, and they love me anyway. I don't know where to exactly begin. I guess the beginning. My mother mentioned she got pregnant with me the first time her and my daddy ever had sex on a 1969 Harley Davidson hardtail. She said what they called that back then when you got pregnant the very first time you had sex was a shooting star. And I thought that was funny because it's one of those things you burn bright and you fade away. I figure that's just me. That's the way I'm gonna live my life. I'm gonna burn bright and fade away pretty fast. Live fast. Live fast and leave a beautiful corpse. How morbid can I be? Live fast, die young, leave a beautiful corpse. No, I don't want to die young. I really don't. I've got to get a handle on my health, and I intend to. I really do. I mean, there's so much I have to do to take care of myself. One day at a time. I'm not ready yet. Not ready yet. The clock's ticking on it though. It's scary. Change is scary for me. It really is. My mom and my daddy were both heroin addicts. So addictive behavior runs in my family. My grandparents were alcoholics. Pretty much sets me up for addictive behaviors for the rest of my life. My mother, she didn't know she was pregnant with me. If she had, I would have been one of 8 abortions. But I somehow slipped through, and she was 5 months pregnant with me before she knew she was pregnant. So I made it. Yay. I make this little joke that I stole from Clerks. You know, I wasn't even supposed to be here today. It's like basically I wasn't supposed to be here. You know, so I'm living kind of on borrowed time anyway. You know, so I'm just doing the best that I can with what I have here. As I'm just lucky to be alive, period. I would have just been gone, you know, if my mother would have had her way. And I think she loved me in her own way, but from what I could tell, she was pretty much just jealous of me for most of my life, because my grandparents, when they took me, when they found me, basically, as my mother and my father, as I said, were heroin addicts, so I was left alone a lot. I was passed around to babysitters and just neglected, very, very neglected. I was smart as a whip, though. There was one time when I was 2 years old, I think, or almost 2. I was walking. I was walking, obviously, because I packed up a little knapsack, put it on the end of a stick, a little bandana on the end of a stick. I must have seen it somewhere, and I went and ran away. I went and ran away, and I was picked up by this cowboy on a horse, I remember, and brought back home. It was one of those weird things, that one of those weird dream-like experiences. It was like crazy. Like, I don't want to be here anymore. I'm getting the hell out of here. These people aren't taking care of me. This sucks. I gotta get the hell out of here before it's too late. Yeah, my grandparents basically came to get me when my mother had gone into rehab. I don't know how she gotten in there, if she was picked up, or if they had her locked up. But my daddy, he was out and he was off somewhere, and I was left alone in the trailer. Yeah, trailer. We lived in Oak Ridge, Tennessee at the time. My grandparents came and they found me, and I was filthy, malnourished, and from what they said, I looked like one of those little Ethiopian children, and just little skin and bones and little distended belly, and I looked like I'd been starved plumb almost to death. And it took them weeks to start to get me back to health. I was feral. I was plumb feral. They couldn't take me anywhere. I would fight, I would bite them, I would scream. I didn't want to be touched. And they couldn't even take me into a restaurant or anything. They would have to bring meals out. I was violent. And I'm just really sad that I put them through that. And I did my makeup. I knew I shouldn't have before I started this. I put those people through hell from day one. I was was a holy terror. But they loved me. And they brought me back to health. And they calmed me with food. Food was my reward for behaving, I guess. Or at least just listening and just being calm, for not crying for my mama and my daddy. I was only 2, maybe going on 3, and then they moved me around a lot. We moved to Baltimore after that, Maryland, and we went from Tennessee to Baltimore. Not long after that, my mama, she got away from my daddy. My daddy was very violently abusive. He had been a boxer too, so he was, when he hit you hard. He had a penchant for knocking people out as well. I'm pretty sure she got really hurt a lot. And I heard this from my stepfather later on in life. And I heard it from my grandfather too. It wasn't like he was innocent either. He was violent as well. So many violent men. That's just the way it goes. It's just a lot of stuff that's really hard to talk about. But yeah, my origin story is kind of hard for me to deal with. I was a feral child. Might as well have been raised by wolves. It's just left alone most of the time to fend for myself. And these people, these older people, it was supposed to be their golden years. And I took that away from them. Because they had to raise me. But they loved me. They loved me to death. And now they're gone. But in Baltimore, my mama came. She had gotten out of rehab and she realized I was gone. And that's when I learned that she did love me, I guess. And she came up there and she spent New Year's with me. That's the first time I ever tasted champagne. I was only 3 years old, but she gave me some champagne. And she gave me a little taste. Budding alcoholic. This budding little addict already. I'm not a pretty crier. Yeah, and she stayed there for just a little while. She didn't stay long because her and Granddaddy were too much alike in ways, and they butted heads, and I don't know where she went after that or what she did after that. If she went back to my daddy, she might have, because it was I don't know what happened to her, but she was there for a little while and then she was gone again. Months later, we ended up moving to Louisiana, months after that, she ended up moving there. And I think she officially was leaving my daddy then. I think he had just crossed too many lines with her at that point, and they were getting divorced. There was so much violence. There was so much violence then. I witnessed my grandfather at one point cussing her out and calling her a whore, and punched her in the face and busted her jaw. I mean, it's no wonder she got with violent men, being raised by a man like that. And my granddaddy was a wonderful man too. I worship my granddaddy. It's so horrible. It's so horrible that I could think so highly of someone that could actually do that. And he was violent with me at times too. And I could just worship the ground he walks on. It's like, how does a person do that? How could there be such a duality? It's a sickness, I guess. And I guess that's what mental illness is. It's just, everything is twisted. And you feel things differently than other people. And you see people differently. And I'm laughing because I'm uncomfortable. And there's so much more to the story. Yeah, being a feral child, I think that's like the worst of it. I think that was the start of my becoming fat. The first stage of my starvation and the loss of my metabolism, of my good metabolism, because from being starved to being fed, force-fed practically. It's like, here, have a cookie, here, eat some pie, here, have a piece of cake, here, this will make you feel better, eat this, here, be happy, eat this, eat this, eat this. By the time I was in first and second grade, I was a balloon. I was just blown right the hell up. And I was being put on a 500 calorie a day diet to starve again. Woo, starve me again. Yep, lose all that weight. And guess what? As soon as I start eating again, blow up right again. Boom. Yo-yo dieting. Yep. Binge and purge, binge and purge. And just eat, eat, eat. And then starve, starve, starve. And it wreaks havoc on your metabolism until all of a sudden you realize, oh my God, look how fucking fat I've gotten. And at one point I just decided, okay, no more diets. No more diets. This is killing me. It's like every time I lose 50 pounds, I gain 75 back. And before I knew it, I was 500 pounds. So yeah, that's part of it. So then my mama, she's living in Louisiana, and then I spend the weekends at her house, men in and out. I love going to Mama's house on the weekends and going back to my grandparents. I never took to my grandmother like I did my grandfather, but I loved my nanny so much. I never called her mama, but she was more of a mama to me than my mama was, honestly. And I feel so bad that I never gave her the love and appreciation that she deserved. And I carry so much guilt, so much shame and pain, because I just don't feel like I was a good enough daughter to her. I have so much grief. So when I say I'm happy, I can be happy, but I carry so much sadness. I mean, unbelievable amounts of sadness. Not just for my nanny, but for my grandfather. Yeah, we might have had our rounds, we might have butted heads. You know, he might have choked me down a couple of times, but damn it, I might have had it coming, because, you know, I was not an easy teenager to raise. I mean, I was not easy. I might have just been one of the worst kids. I was awful. I said awful things to him. Hateful, hateful things. I mean, most kids do that, I guess. It was like, I hate you, and, you know, I wish you were dead, and all that good stuff, you know. It's just things kids do, I guess. And I know he knew better, you know. But still, you know, I'm gonna feel shitty about it now. Man. Wow. God, and there were other really messed up things that happened to me. There were things that happened with my stepfather and it's like, I don't know if they're here or other times, but there's like molestation stories or near molestation stories, and oh God. Yeah, but those are pretty good too, though. Those are pretty traumatic. Childhood trauma. Yeah. Just, yeah, I've suffered a lot of crazy crap. There's a lot of things that are very weighing on me as a person. A lot of very heavy stuff. A lot of things I can't get over. I carry this guilt around with me like a badge, I guess. This shame that I couldn't be better. I just couldn't. I couldn't be different. Couldn't be more helpful. I couldn't just pull myself together and get better. I couldn't pull myself out of my own grief so I could be a mama to my children. My grief was too strong. I can't even hold a job because of this. It just pours. So yeah, that's me in a nutshell. I'm just a mess. That was probably way too much information. And I'm gonna be really embarrassed. Maybe that's why I was just okay with doing the adult stuff, because my granddaddy was gone. You know, my granddaddy would have disapproved, but I don't know, I might have done it just to spite him. I don't know. I was so thankless. If you have family and, you know, you think maybe one day you might miss them, you best say something now, because you won't get another chance when they're gone. Because when they're gone, they're gone. And that's all there is to it. You only get one chance to be a good person, even. A good daughter, a good son, a good sibling. So that's me. That's a lot of me. It's probably way too much of me. And it's probably not even enough. And it's probably just created more questions. And I don't even know if I'm gonna share this or not, but maybe I will, maybe I won't. And I'm really sorry if this disturbs people. But that's why I'm so sad. There's been a lot of loss in my life. And there's a lot of guilt that I just can't let go. Even to the detriment of my own children. And that creates more guilt and more shame. And I feel like more of a loser. And I can't hold a regular job because I couldn't make it through a day without falling apart at some point. Or I'm having some sort of panic attack, freak out because people are staring at me, or I'm paranoid. I hadn't mentioned mental illnesses. I have mild agoraphobia as well as social anxiety. So this in itself has been really difficult. And I know I'm going to be judged in all kinds of ways for this. And I should probably not have said half the things that I've said, but I did, and alright, I should probably just end it now. Thanks for joining me, and I don't think I'm even gonna ask for likes. Because honestly, what's to like about this? This is just too sad. But thank you anyway.